because I've got a new setup. So it's all a bit frightening. Right, let's go to Old Stables Crafts and see if I'm live. Because of course it will take a while for these things to come through. Posts. Yes, I'm live. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Woo! Okay, so hopefully I will be able to see comments on my phone. I'm streaming from my laptop, so my hope is that it will be really smooth. So I've got a new webcam. Oh, so if you can hear me, I would love you to give me a thumbs up. And if it looks okay, that would be great as well. So thumbs up if you can hear me okay, because I can see that there are 5 people. Hi Jeanette, hi Nora. So yes, if you can hear me and see me okay, I would be very grateful to know, because as I say, my setup is completely different. What's slightly weird is that I'm now looking at a camera that's here, but I've got a screen over here and a screen down there, but I haven't got a screen there. I wonder, can I move my phone? This may go horribly wrong. Ooh, that may be, no, you see, I haven't got my glasses on, so that may not be that clever. We'll see. We'll see. So Jackie is here. Deb is here from the States. 5 a.m. in the morning. Good heavens. Welcome, and I hope this is, oh, now up there, my phone doesn't like up there, so this could go horribly wrong. Oh, I can see comments over there as well. Oh, I'm so excited, it's sort of working. So whilst everyone is checking in, do let me know where you are, and as Deb has done, if you let me know where you are and also what time of day it is, that would be fantastic, because I know not everybody joins kind of, you know, at a sensible time of day. I'm just trying to see if I can get a better signal on my phone. I am only using my phone for the Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping it won't be too bad. And then when we start crafting, I'll be able to see comments over on my laptop, so that will be okay. I'm trying a new lighting system as well. I mean, you know, let's just go for everything in one day. So it's either going to work really, really well, or it's all going to go really horribly wrong. And we will find out together. So, Jackie, it's 8 p.m. in Australia. I should know that by now. I may have to just open a door. Jan is with us. Well, I know what time it is with Jan, because she lives about 10 miles from me. I'm just going to open the door. It's quite warm in here. And the easiest way of getting some air in is just, I've got French doors at both ends of my craft room. So thank you, Marilyn. Claire is in sunny Cornwall. So yesterday was a bank holiday in the UK. I think it was a bank holiday in the States as well. Memorial weekend, was it Memorial weekend this weekend in the States? I think so. For us, it was what is known as, it used to be the Whitsun bank holiday, and now it's just known as the Spring bank holiday, probably because I don't think it really coincides with Whitsun anymore. But I don't know how many people actually realised that it was a bank holiday, because every day feels like it's a weekend at the moment. However, my husband and I decided that we would actually make it feel like a bank holiday. I'm just going to see if I can see more comments. I want my comments to be live. That would be kind of nice, really. And they're not. That's better. You're a night owl, Deb. Okay. So you go to bed during the day. Okay. You can do what you want, when you want. Absolutely. Good idea. So yes, we decided that we would make it feel like a bank holiday. and as the weather was nice, we thought we'd go out for a cycle ride. So fairly near to us is a town called Abingdon, those of you who don't know South Oxfordshire, and it's just the other side of the Thames, and it's probably, as the crow flies, about 5-6 miles away. Of course, you can't get there in any straight way because we're south of the river and Abingdon is north of the river. So at some point you have to cross the river. And there aren't that many bridges between us and Abingdon. In fact, there are 2. Yes, 2. And they're quite far apart. So we decided we would go cycling off, and there's a cycle track or a bridle path that is sponsored by one of the local gravel diggers. They have a gravel and cement works, and so they've sponsored this cycle bridle path thing. And it's about, let's see, the way we went, which was to go in the opposite direction from Abingdon and then do a kind of hairpin back, it was about 3 miles from where we started from. And we get to the beginning of this cycleway, bridle path, and there's great big notices saying closed for 14 weeks from the 2nd of February. Well, yes, except of course they would have stopped working on it in about March. So who else have we got here? Mary's joined, Trisha's joined, Jane is from Crook in the UK. You've been awake since 9 o'clock? Oh, Jane, why? It's very... See, Catherine, for us, Abingdon is not a village, it's a town. I know it's quite small, but in comparison to anything else around here, apart from Oxford, it is quite large, so it is a town. But it is very pretty. Excuse me, I've got a runny nose. I am very allergic to spring flowers and tree pollen, and we have still got quite a bit of both around, so I am slightly hay feverish. So, yes, so there we are, and it says it's closed. And we were quite loud about the fact that, oh, if only we'd known, we wouldn't have come this way, and blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, there were some people sitting just taking in the sun because it was very nice. And they said, no, you can get through, it's fine, you can get through. So we went through and it was fine. They are clearly still working on it, and I think what they're doing is relaying the whole surface, and it will be lovely when they finished it. But so yeah, it was fine. And so we got all the way to Abingdon and we sat for a while, and I tried to take photos of my husband and I. My husband does not like photographs of himself, so I took photographs of the back of his head and myself and our feet, and that's about it. Having landscaper coming to discuss. Ooh, now that sounds fun. That sounds like a very good reason to not be here. You can always catch me on the replay, so that's fine. So, housekeeping, as ever. So, first thing first, I will try and answer comments or comment on comments as they are live, as we're doing the live. The way to know whether you are watching live is if there is a live button in the top left-hand corner of the screen. We're live! If there is no button in the top left, you see hopefully that's the left-hand corner. No, it's that way. Sorry, I'm having to do things in reverse. That apparently is the left-hand corner. This could be interesting. Okay. Anyway, if there's a red live in one of the top corners, we're live. And if there isn't, we're not. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's not live because this is a Facebook Live. So that's that. Do remember that if you share and leave a comment saying shared, then you go into a draw for some product. What I would say is that I made a bit of a rookie error originally, and I'm getting back on track now, is that if you are not in the UK, instead of sending you the product that I am intending to share, I will have a chat and I will share one of my digital products. I have got all sorts of tutorials, so we can talk about having one of those instead, because otherwise it's going to cost a small fortune to send things out. I have got one thing that I have said I will send to Australia when I can get into the post office without having to queue for hours. There is only one small sub post office open around us, and only 2 people are allowed in the shop at a time, so it does take a while to get through because of the joys of coronavirus. So that's that. What else do I need to say to you? I've got a crib sheet. Let me just see what else I've got to say. Oh yes, so remember that if you order with me in any month, if your order is over £45 excluding P&P, you will get my, well, not mine, you will get sent for free the Glam Squad tutorial for the month. There are normally 14 to 16 projects in that. You can buy them, the tutorials. They're £15 to buy, but if you order from me and your order is over £45, you get it for free, and I send those out at the beginning of the following month. And then if your order is £60 or over, then you will get the Ornate Garden Bundle, which has got 90 projects in it, and again that's available to buy from my website, and that's £17. So that's that. That's all the housekeeping. So now I'm going to see if I can flip the camera. I have tried this, so fingers crossed. Yes, fingers crossed. Okay, here we go. You're going to flip down and then I'm going to flip you round, hopefully. So that's that bit. You now see my ceiling. And whoa, except I need to move this down. I did wonder if it was too far up. So let's see, is that about straight? I want it straight in all planes, would be nice. That's okay, I think. So, and I can now actually see my phone, which hasn't got enough Wi-Fi signal. But we'll carry on regardless. So, as ever, I really haven't planned much for today. I've got things in mind, but I haven't got this is what we're going to make. So, I had a quick look at the retirement list this morning, just to see what is still available, because that's always a plan. One of the things that is the Beautiful Day stamp set, which is huge stamps. Now, I did try stamping these on watercolour paper, and I kind of gave up, because watercolour paper is too textured to get a really good impression, and I wanted a black outline, so it was kind of not happening. So because of that, I've changed what I'm doing. What I have done is already stamp. I thought I had already stamped. Where have I put it? I had it. I've hidden it. I have another one, so it's fine, but I wanted the other one. Ah, dear. Okay, we'll use this one. So there is that. Oh, I know what I've done. I've popped it on top of, I've put something else on top of it. The only reason is because it's got the butterfly on the back, and it does show through and it irritates me. So I've done the flower, and I can't decide whether I'm having it this way or this way. So I think I might go that way. That is the way that it's printed on the front of the stamps case. Now, hopefully this will work. It worked yesterday, actually day before yesterday. This is shimmery white cardstock and Memento ink. So I found that I could actually blend watercolour, Stampin' Right markers if I used shimmery white cardstock, because it doesn't sink in like the ink doesn't sink in the same way as it sinks in when you're using ordinary card, because this has got a finish on it that kind of repels liquid. So I'm hoping that this will work. We will find out in a minute. Now, it is Memento. Now, Memento is not StazOn. I accept that. But it does say it says, dries quickly on most papers. When dry, stamped impressions are water resistant. So my hope is, and it did work earlier in the week, my hope is that it will not bleed. So let's find out, shall we? Now, is the lighting all right? It seems all right from my point of view. Oh, except, let's do that. That may be better. Because I've got a, it's supposed to be a light correcting camera, or light adjusting camera. So do let me know if you've got any comments about the lighting. Please let me know, because I would rather know sooner rather than later, so that I can adjust it. Because I have got my normal lighting set up that I use for when I do my YouTube videos, but I'm trying to see if this works as well, because then I don't have to faff around with extra lights, which would be lovely, because extra lights are all very well, but now this is not going to be a real flower. Let's just accept that here and now. It's not going to be. So this is Mango Melody, and I'm just adding some of that round the outside of that. And then, so what I've tried to do, this is Daffodil Delight. What I have tried to do is use colours from the Brights family, so that they are from one colour family, because obviously we don't really want to have to get many Marvellous markers just because I want one extra colour. It just feels like it needs a bit of a clean, my Daffodil Delight. That's a bit better. They do dry down a bit, so, and as I say, what I have found is that, a bit like when you're doing blends, that if you go back in whilst they're still not completely dry, they work better. But they do actually blend a bit. And I have chosen an interesting, I think interesting is the right word. I've chosen an interesting colour scheme. These are okay, but I've also got Poppy Parade and Mango Melody, which may or may not work. They kind of do, and the reason I know they kind of do is because those of you who know some of the things I get up to, I'm part of the design team for the Spot Challenge, and we have got a colour challenge that launches today at 1 o'clock UK time, so in just under 2 hours, it now being just gone a 11:15. So yes, we have a colour challenge, and Melon Mambo and Poppy Parade appear along other colours in that. So yes, so can you see that these colours are actually blending a bit? It's not like blends, but they are blending into each other, and as I say, they will dry back a bit. But one of the nice things about using the shimmery white is that it doesn't pill like ordinary cardstock would. So yes, in the Spot Challenge today, my design project uses new products, and I've been very naughty because I've broken a rule of my own, because I was only going to put in one pre-order. Yeah, didn't happen. I put in a second one. But here's the thing. We've had problems in Europe with delays on delivery because there was an incident at the warehouse. Well, I placed an order over the weekend and it shipped. It actually went to shipped status yesterday. So I'm quite excited. I should get my second, this is going to be painful, I should get my second pre-order on Thursday. I'm so happy. So I will be adjusting my banners on my website to show that we have now got back on track with our orders. Yeah, that sort of works. This is kind of painful, but it does sort of work. Who would have thought you could blend Poppy Parade and Melon Mambo? I think I'm right in remembering, and I may not be, I'll check in a minute. I think I am right in remembering that we've got Melon Mambo blends coming. If there are any demonstrators watching who have got their catalogue to hand, could you confirm if I am right in remembering we're going to get Melon Mambo blends? Otherwise I'll have a look in a minute. But if you happen to have your new catalogue available, if you wouldn't mind just checking, that would be great. Now I think that's all the same petal. I think that's a kink in the petal, because I was going to change colour, but I won't change colour on this. So this is actually going to be quite a simple card eventually. I mean, yes, we've got lots of colouring going on, but eventually it's going to be quite a simple card. But can you see how that blending is happening? It's just quite nice to know that you can do more than just blend with blends. So just practice, you know, have a play every now and again. There are some days when I kind of go, oh, I don't know what to do, my mojo's a bit gone, so I just have a play. So yeah, that's how I discovered that you could blend Stampin' Right markers. Right, okay, so I've had enough of the Melon Mambo for the moment, and I'm going to come in with Poppy Parade and Mango Melody, which may be a complete non-starter, but you know, what's the worst that could happen? Janice, Jan, I'm assuming you mean yes, there is going to be Melon Mambo. If you could just say yes, Melon Mambo, yes, when they're available, they will be available. Thank you, Catherine. I don't know why I should suddenly remember that we've got Melon Mambo blends coming, but I think it's been missing in our colour range. So that's good to know. So can you see, it's not as good a blend as you would get with blends, but it is pretty good, I think. Let's see if I do it the other way round and go Mango Melody and then Poppy Parade. That means that's better. And then I'm going to do Mango Melody in the middle with a bit more Poppy Parade just there. So it's a kind of interesting colour scheme. I did say it was going to be an interesting colour scheme. Okay, so that's that, but we need a sentiment. So I have got my Stamparatus. Oh dear, my brain. Thank you, Jane. Someone else confirming that we have got them coming. So I was going to use Tuxedo, but I think I'm going to use Melon Mambo. Melon Mambo has always been one of my favourite colours. Whether it's going to be favourite when I get to play with the Magenta Madness inks, I don't know. We should have the inks ready to go. Yeah, I'm going to redo that. I want it really solid. We had a call last night, the leader call last night, and there was no mention. In fact, I mean, they did mention the inks, and there was no issue about there being a problem with getting the new ink colours when we go live for the new catalogue. So the new catalogue goes live, just in case you have been living in a cave. The new catalogue goes live on the 3rd of June. So that will be when we hope that the warehouse can keep up again, because I do have quite a long list for June. I was trying to wait to do my pre-order, or most of my order I should say, until June, and I know what I want to do with that, and I haven't. But there are quite a few things that weren't on the pre-order list that I want, so I feel justified. So this is Melon Mambo card, and I'm going to cut that down. I'm going to cut that down with my little chopper. So let's just trim that a bit, and that's straight. So what do you reckon? Does the colour scheme work? Do let me know in the comments, that would be nice. That's almost straight. So that's that. And then I want a piece of this to back it. And I think I only want it, no, I will do it all the way around. So actually what I'm going to do is adhere this. It's bound to go wrong now. It's certainly bright. Is it good bright? You like it, Margaret? Good. I mean, I did deliberately kind of go to the bright end of the colour scheme. I just felt that at the moment it's quite nice to be bright. Is the new trimmer better than the old one? You mean not this, the big size trimmer? Yes, I would say. I will come to that in a moment. Hi, Candy. So this is the trimmer that was available if you were, thank you Nora, if you get my brain working, someone. So if you were a demo before Celebration, you could buy the trimmer and the Celebration paper pack, the sampler pack, that was going to then be for new demonstrators during Celebration. Oh, I wonder. This may be a step too far. No! It works! I'm sorry, but it does. We're going really bright, guys. Okay, I do apologise if you need to get your sunglasses out for this one, but I don't care. I'm in a bright and sunny mood. So, a bit of multi-purpose liquid adhesive, then we've got wiggle room. So this is my standard 5.5 by 3 3/4 on to 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. And I know those of you in the States will need different measurements, which I will put on my website when I post this, which will be later this week. I normally do my replays on a Thursday, so I will have the adjusted measurements ready for you on that. Like I say, we are going. It does look like a tequila sunrise. You are absolutely right. I haven't thought about that. Rugby, North Dakota. Jodie, you nearly confused me because I was thinking Rugby as in the town in city. Is Rugby a city or a town? I think it's a town. I was thinking Rugby in the UK. I have a friend who lives in Rugby who quite often joins this call. And my father went to school at Rugby. Hated every minute of it. Just saying. Bit early for that drink though. Well, I think, Candy, it depends on where you are. So Jackie is in Australia and it's 8 p.m. So she could probably do with a tequila sunrise. Right, so we're going to need a liner for that. So one liner. And let's see. I'm going to... Your Sister City, absolutely. Oh, actually, do you know, I don't think I've ever used this stamp. No, I haven't. Let me just pull that stamp that I've never used out of this rubber, because that is going to be perfect for the inside of my card. So let's get a bit of Melon Mambo again. And a hot Milo. Don't know a hot Milo. Is that a cocktail? Need to re-ink that ink pad apparently. Not too bad. I'm just going to grab a scrap because I like, as you may know if you follow me regularly, things to go off the page. Okay, so apparently we have a combine harvester going through the village. Or probably not a harvester because it's the wrong time of year, but there is a tractor pulling something through the village. So I apologise if it is a bit noisy. If you can let me know, is the lighting all right? Because... Oh, Ovaltine. Okay, love an oval. Well, actually, no, I don't love Ovaltine. I like, what's the other one? Oh, my brain's gone. I can't have Ovaltine because it's got chocolate. And I can't have chocolate. Oh, can't remember. Tea for me and Jackie. Well, apparently Jack is having an Ovaltine. Which my husband has quite regularly. It's going to bug me now. What is the thing that isn't Ovaltine? That you the hot drink that you have that isn't Ovaltine? Can someone... Horlicks! Thank you, Claire. Thank you. I really need to go and have a lie down, I think, in a darkened room. It's just painful. I'm going to call it lockdown brain. I don't think I should call it lockdown brain, but I think it might be lockdown brain. So that will be our first. Not having Horlicks at the moment, however. What is that noise? Maybe they're sweeping our streets. That would be novel. Anyway, so there's our first one. It is definitely bright, and I think I will call it my Tequila Sunrise card. So that's that one. So actually I'll leave that there while I come in with my next, which I've sort of got some bits. So Music from the Heart, which was a $1 million stamp set for, let me find out who it was for because I can't remember. It was in the spring summer catalogue. Sure it was in here. Oh, there we are. Page 57. It was for Dawn with the Unpronounceable Surname. Olchevska? Anyway, her. And I'm really sad that it's not carrying over. Like Horlicks by the spoon. You are kidding me. You mean dry Horlicks? Oh, Horlicks tablets. Okay. Okay. Right. So, I thought I would I thought I would write some music, which I can't do. I mean, I'm not capable of writing music. I can read music, I just can't write it. So let me bring in a piece of scrappy scrap. I probably could do with replacing this grid paper anyway, but who knows. So, oops, should we stick that on properly? Something is not clean. This is my, when your stamp doesn't want to stick properly and it's got fuzz on the back, just clean it on your stamp cleaner. I should say I have just cleaned my stamp cleaner, so all I'm going to be picking up is water. That's better. Right. Dry Horlicks. I'm sorry, Catherine, that just, no. That's just, I think I would just, anything that's too dry for me, I have to drink quite a lot. I have a particularly dry mouth, I think. So I need dryness. I need moisture. I don't think I could do Horlicks by the spoonful. So there we are. There is our music notes here, or our music lines, our score lines. So just clean that off. And whoops, take that away and pop it back on the sheet. Now we've got lots of little notes, so let's grab our, those are going to need a clean as well. I think I've used these with embossing and they've just got a bit embossing buddy-ish. Well, I think we all have. I used to like stale biscuits, so it depends on your strange. Some very old friends of ours, we used to live just up the road from them. They now unfortunately live in a whole other part of the country, so we don't really see them. But they used to keep a tin of, oh, we've now got the local dogs barking. They used to keep a tin of stale biscuits for me because I am that sad. I like stale biscuits, or I liked. Now, not so much. So I'm just going to do some arbitrary notes. And I have to concentrate when I'm doing this because I do actually want them to be between the lines. Now, theoretically, there ought to be a bar line every now and again. Yeah, that ain't going to happen, not with me. Because I don't know how I would do it. I suppose you could just draw it with a pen, couldn't you? Let's go down and have a D. And no, that doesn't look right that way up, does it? We'll go up to an A. I have no idea what this would sound like, and I don't really care. I know I should, and I know these should theoretically join, but they're not going to. In fact, they're almost going to be a triplet. Good grief, any of my actually musical friends would be having a nightmare now. They would be, Liz, that's so wrong, you can't do that. Well, that might work upside down. Yes, that works upside down. I just wanted some higher notes. In my singing days, which aren't gone, I just don't sing that much anymore. I used to be a soprano, so for me, things that are up the top is much better. Right, let's clean those off before I get ink everywhere. I jolly nearly wore a white top with sleeves. I just think that would have been a really bad idea. So yeah, thankfully I then realised that I was doing this today and thought better of it. It's a kick. Right, okay, so what do I want? I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could do that live. Okay, so let us there are some things that are better to do in the privacy of a not live stream, and what I'm about to do is probably one of those. That needs a clean. Thank you, Karen. I'm just trying to sort something out in my brain, and it's not really working terribly well. My brain has gone for a walk. Bear with me one moment, because I'm sure I saw it. What do a Karen? Oh, yes, Jan, a Karen. So, for those of you who, that's what I need to do. Okay, for those of you who are wondering what a Karen is, a very good friend of mine and Jan's comes to my live coffee and card, you know, in the days when we could actually meet people and have a coffee and things, if we remember that far back. And bless her, she had a habit of wearing beautiful, lovely, but ever so flowy tops. So not ideal for crafting with inks. And normally, or often, they would be white. It worked! Hurrah! More or less. So yes, it makes a guitar. You probably know that because it's in the catalogue. I just couldn't work out where it was going. Right, so that is that. Then we need to have some colour, really, don't we? Because black and white is fine. But, so, I need my Poppy Parade. Because that is Poppy Parade card. And I thought we'd go red for our Poppy Parade. And I might even grab my Poppy Parade blends. But first of all, I'm going to grab a forget your trebles. Happy birthday. Just a note of, oh, let's go just a note of thanks, because then I can stamp on the inside as well. These are stamps I have not used, these two. Oh, I think I might have done of thanks, but not these are just a note of. So we want just a note of on the outside, and then we'll have of thanks on the inside. You could candy. I think that was something that people used to do, you know, spies used to do, that sort of thing. And of course it depends on where you are, because I can't remember which note it is, but there's a note that is an H, I think. I don't know why I've shut that, because I need it again. Let's shut that, because I don't need that. But yes, I think in one... I think, I'm probably making it up, but that there is an H. It may not be now. It may be before, you know, historically. So, okay, I'm going to colour my heart, because I can. So this is the Poppy Parade Dark. Now do remember that if you want to replace any of your single blends, do it before the 3rd of June, please, because you will not be able to get single blends after the 3rd of June. You will only be able to get the combo. So if you've got any that are beginning to dry out, I would highly recommend replacing them before the 3rd of June. So just a note of thanks, and then we need an inside piece. Oh, actually no, because we're going to put it on a white card, so we just need the inside, which is this. And then we can do of thanks. So I'm trying to keep an eye on 2 screens now, because I want to see the differences between watching on my laptop and watching on my phone, because the colours seem to be different on my laptop, but hey, there we go. Right, I do like to try and clean red ink off my stamps as quickly as possible, because they do tend to stain, and that's not a good look, really. I mean, it's fine, because all it is a stain. It's what I call clean dirt rather than dirty dirt. I was thinking I miss you. Oh, I miss your FACE. What a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Love it. Love it. If only I had plugged my brain in, that would be brilliant. So no one has commented on the lighting. Is it all right? Is the camera doing what it's meant to do and actually giving reasonable lighting? Could you just let me know? Because otherwise I'm going to... It does seem to be when I watch on my laptop, but it would be good to know whether the same is true in real life, as it were. I wonder if I'm going to... I think I might pop that up. I think I might pop that up. So yes, if you could let me know if the colour, if the lighting is all right. In a minute I might do a is it better light. All good here. Thank you, Jackie. Because it's much easier if I don't need to have the other lighting as well. I think I'm going to have the other lighting for my YouTubes, because I do use my my ordinary camera for that. But if it at least means that for live streaming I can not worry about additional lighting, that makes a huge difference. Right, so that's that, and then this is going to need to dry a little, but looks fine on your phone. Thank you, Candy. Shimmer Crystal Effects is a bit like fine tip glue pen in that it's blobby. I do just need to check that this is running, which it is. I store mine upside down. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Jane. But the screen is pixelating, if that is the right word. It is the right word, but I'm wondering if it's your end, because what's not happening on my laptop is any pixelation. I'll have a look when I do the playback. I am plugged straight into the modem, in effect. Router, that's the word I'm looking for. I've got an Ethernet into the router. So this is going to need to dry, and it will take a while to dry, but it does. It's not got a huge glitter effect in it, but it has got some glitter in it. But if you store it nose down, then you're less likely to get air bubbles, because what you don't want are air bubbles. But it is quite raised. It's more raised than the glue pen, fine tipped glue pen. So I'm going to pop that carefully to one side, probably on the floor, hopefully in the sunshine, to see if that speeds up the result, or the dryingness. Dryingness is not a word. So that's that one. So we've got time for one more, and then we can do fun things like drawers. But yeah, I can't see it pixelating I can see it trying to focus a bit, so it's kind of going ooh, 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 but it's not actually pixelating. Would be that sort of effect. So that's that stamp set, which was available this morning in Europe. Can't promise that it is available now. Okay, so again, was available in Europe this morning. A piece of cake. Now I have no idea what I'm doing with this. Absolutely no idea at all. Other than I think we may go blend. I think we might go blend. Yes. So let's take that out and grab, my blocks seem to be spread around everywhere now. It happens when I move. What happens when I move? The pixelating? I'm seeing some pixelating occasionally. I thought it was my phone. Yeah, see, when I look at my laptop, the only thing that happens when I move is that it kind of goes in and out a bit. Because it's not sure what it's focusing on. Sorry, I've gone completely quiet because I'm now transfixed by the picture. When I'm looking at my phone, because it's got a really bad signal, that is pixelating, but that's the phone signal, not the stream. So I'm seeing how it's going out. I'm even seeing that it's shooting at 33 frames per second. So it should be okay. Anyway, right, let's go for that one, I think. And a scrap of UFAPZEQC. Is that going to be big enough? Just about. Let's see if I can find a bigger scrap. That's a bigger scrap. Got this stamp set arriving in the cupboard. Woohoo! Your orders are shipped. Excellent. We like it when orders are shipped. Right, so memento, because we're going to go blend again. I say again, we haven't really done much blends work. Which way up is the punch? Always good to make sure you know which way up your punch is, and it's that way, so I'm going to go see what I should do. Bear with me one moment, because this actually is something that is, so I have a scrap piece of gorgeous grape that happened to be on my desk. So if you punch that out, you can then pop that onto your piece of Whisper White, ironed. See you soon, Jane. Have a good day. So if I stick that on with a piece of washi tape, now if I stamp into the template, would it focus better if not on grid paper? I honestly don't know, Jeanette. I will try that at some point. What I could do is grab a piece of if I grab a new piece of grid paper, and because this is the pretty grid paper, it's white on the other side. If I do that, let's see if that makes any difference. Just realised I put this on the lid of my memento. Fortunately, it was the back. Right, so that is that stamp. So let me know, now that I've changed to plain. Thanks for being with me, Catherine. if I change to, whoops, so I'm just going to clean my stamp again. And grab a bigger block and my memento. So yes, if you can let me know whether plain is better, that would be useful. I'm going to have to go on tiptoe for this. Did that? Oh, just. Whew, whew. No, I don't think it's the grid paper. I think it just is going in and out. It's better than the first one I got. But this one may have to go back as well. The first one I got was appalling. It was so wide angle that it fisheyed, which is just hopeless. No difference. No, I didn't think it would. I might just have to live with it, or see if I can try. I know what I want. I want a Logitech 920E, I think it is, but they're out of stock at the moment. So it didn't change it for me, but it's not horrible. Thank you, Candy. That's useful to know. Right. Okay. So because I put the template, let's rip that off. Because I put the template there, it should, if I put a sticky note on the, which I'm now buried, of course, sticky note, there we go. So template, if you ever want to do punching all at once, template, and as you see, it's really easy to do. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a couple of blends. So I want Smoky Slate, probably needs the colour lifter, Petal Pink, Soft Sea Foam, and I think that will do. Right. Okay, so let's do the base first. So so this will be our cake stand. So this would have been easier to do, obviously, had I coloured it before I punched it out, but there was method in my madness. My method was I would hate to colour and then for the punch not to work and then have to colour again, whereas at least this way I know that that the punching has worked. So I then want to come in with a little bit of shading there and there. And we'll just have those dark and then blend. Oh, I just thought how I'm going to do this, because I really am making this up as I go along. Can you tell? So that's that. Then I don't think that light petal pink is going to be dark enough. No, it's not. Light petal pink is fine in big areas, but not so great in small. So I'll have a light petal pink rose. It's about the only colour rose I don't have at the moment. I've got the most gorgeous yellow David Austin rose that has just gone into bloom. It is so heavy though, I had to support it because we had ridiculously high wind over the weekend, and I've got so many blooms on this rose, and it's a climbing rose, but it hasn't got a huge amount of support. It's on an obelisk, but it probably needs a really heavy prune Hi Barbara! But I didn't prune it when I should have pruned it, so it's now very wispy, but with lots and lots and lots of blossoms, and they are very heavy, so it's kind of drooping, and I just had to bind the whole thing so that it didn't get blown away. Right, okay, so that's going to go on there, and I want some, I actually want something smaller than that. That'll work. Good. Love it when a plan comes together. Or not. And have I got... No, I haven't, but I can easily resolve that. Oh, and I think Jane's gone, but I can easily answer the question now so that she can catch it on the replay. So in answer to the question of which is better, the old trimmer or the new, I would say the new for a number of reasons. So this is the new trimmer. I've got a trimmer tune-up on my YouTube channel today for this trimmer. So if I bring in the old trimmer, this is the old trimmer, which is fine. What I would say is that the new trimmer, you get double the blade, or I think you get double the blade. So this is the old trimmer. You can only put the blade in that way round. Now, I know that some people are more likely to always cut down or cut up. With the new trimmer, you can cut in both directions because you just take it out and you can turn it through 180 degrees. So if you always cut in one direction, every now and again just turn this one round so that you get a better, not a better cut, but you use both bits of the blade, because it would be a shame to not, really. So let me just find out how big this is. This is 3 by, okay, 3 by not quite 5. That's a funny size. 3 by not quite 5 is not what I was expecting. So 3 by 4 3/4 would be a good size. So let's go 3 by 4 3/4, and then let's lay it straight, and then I can go up a bit from there to, let's do 5 by 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 5, and don't worry, measurements will be on the blog post that goes with this. So what I want is that on there. That's not square. It's probably because it's a scrap. So not square. Yep, it's a scrap. By that I mean it was just a random piece that looked like it was straight but wasn't. I think we might, no we won't. I was going to say we might start again, but we won't. Okay, that's better. I think I've got a little fuzz now because I've been trying to trim something that's too narrow. Right. No, it's not straight at all. It's no good. It's no good. So we're going to go, we'll use one of these, 3 by 5 by 3 1/4. Sure, it was 5. See, I've lost where I am now. 4 3/4 by 3. No, that was Yes, 4 3/4 by 3. Don't you love it? So yes, I tend to push small pieces and pull longer pieces. So so I go in both directions, but for different things. How weird is that? Oh, that's so much better. It's square. Right. Also that I can put that on there. Right. Okay. So I am going to just grab my craft tweezers. These are very old, covered in embossing powder and glue and all sorts of things that aren't terribly nice. Don't want quite that much glue. Right. So that looks straight. And then I'll put my cake on top. Like that. It's sort of floating in the air a bit, but let's see if we can deal with that a bit better. Don't think we can actually. We're just going to have a cake that's floating in the air a bit. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to add... It's not floating anymore. Thank you, Barbara. Glad the light is good. So that's that. Now I want, come here, come on. I want to tie a piece of polka dot round, but I want to do it, I'm going to stick one to t'other first. And I do always press from the back, and then the polka dot ribbon is carrying over, so if you like this polka dot ribbon, it is going to be with us in the new catalogue, the white, not the vanilla. Now, because it's quite what I would call frou-frou, I'm not doing a bow, I'm just doing a knot. I may need to trim that a wee bit more, but we'll see. No, I think that'll be all right. Okay, so that's that, and then I want a sentiment. I do find that sometimes it's easier to see if you're straight by looking at the back where it's got a colour. So let's pull that one going up that way a bit, and then I want a little sentiment. So what should we have? Oh, who cares what the question is? Who cares what the question is? Because they can have the answer is cake. Right, so black. And I do know I've got the piece of soft sea foam there. I haven't forgotten. Keep your fingers crossed. Yes! Twice in one live. Good heavens. if you could see the state of my desk now, I did actually give it a bit of a tidy before we started, and now I've got things piling up all over it. So who cares what the question is? Cake is the answer. We'll go on the inside, if I could get it to detach from my finger. Right, so that's ready to go. This I want to pop up. So let's grab my dimensionals. And I am going to put one that is half on and half off the ribbon, so there is some hope that the ribbon will stay in one place. I might actually put a second one there just in case. I was about to put the dimensional backings into my magic cup of names, so that would have been interesting. So yes, there's been quite a few people who shared the Facebook or the YouTube version of this, so thank you for that. We will be drawing the winner soon. Good. Another card base. So that's the inside. This is a stamp I've never used before, so the first thing I'm going to do is rub it, which you can either do with your hand or with an eraser, or you can just clean it well. So, cake is the answer. That away, clean my stamp, and then I just need a few little finishing touches, by which I mean some pearls, and I need to stick that onto the card front, of course. Let me just get that nicely creased. See what a difference it makes when you use a bone folder. Glue is there. And then I'm going to pop some pearls onto our card. So I'm thinking we've kind of covered some fairly good different options. So we've got pastel and bright, and we've got almost monotone. If anyone finds the top of my take a pic, could you please let me know where it is? Can't find it anywhere, and I have tidied my desk up. So that's slightly frightening. So just some basic pearls, and I'm going to have one down there. I'm going to have a little cluster up here, because I like little I like little clusters. And see, if I put pearls on, no, I've already done that, haven't I? I was going to say, if I put pearls on my cake, it's going to not go through the standard letter. It already isn't. And the reason for that is dimensionals will go through the post without any problem, but dimensionals and an embellishment will not. So yeah, I blew that one. So that's those, and that is our final card done. So let's bring back in the ones we've made. Let me clear the decks a bit, and then we will do some draws. Put those over there. So these are our 3 cards. So we have got very, very bright. We've got a more monochrome, monotone, black and white with a pop of colour, and then we've got pastel. I have to say, this is not normal me, but I quite like it. So let me bring in the giveaway thing. So we have got we're drawing today the Little Ladybug stamp set. This was from the 12th of May. So this is the one for those who have shared the 12th of May video. I'm just very aware that that is still wet. I'm going to have to cough. This is where I really wish I had brought a drink over with me, but I didn't. So let me grab the lucky mug. Thank you, Jackie. Your favourite's the first one, Nora. Yeah, it was, I mean, I have to say, it was kind of out there. It's definitely bright. So let's just have a good old rummage. And ooh, Catherine Miller, are you still on with us? I don't know if you had to go. Anyway, Catherine, that's yours. You need to let me have your address, or if you're not in the UK, we can talk about sending digital content instead. So that's yours. And the prize for 2 weeks' time is, and this is already retired, it's the Poppy Parade textured weave ribbon. Brand new in box, as it were. This is the garden green version, but this is Poppy Parade. There's quite a lot of Poppy Parade in the new catalogue, so that could be quite useful. But it's this really nice thick one. So that will be for next, well, I'll draw that in a fortnight. So as ever, if you share, that would be lovely. Put shared with a D in the description bar, either on YouTube, or so in the comments, either on YouTube or on this video, when it, either now or when it's replayed. Do remember that if it is replayed, it won't have live in the top corner. I'm trying to find it up there. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for some feedback on the new setup. I think I'll give it another week and see how it goes. But I have to say I prefer it as a setup rather than using my phone, which will pixelate. I will watch back, and I'll watch some real time just to see if when you say it's pixelating, I think it's pixelating, because what I'm seeing looks fine. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Keep safe, keep well. If you've ever got any questions, just drop me a comment, drop me an email. My contact details are pretty much everywhere. I'm looking forward. Oh, that's something I must remember. Let me find my calendar. Which is, so on the 3rd of June at 1 o'clock UK time, which today it will be 1 o'clock in about 3/4 of an hour, but 1 o'clock UK time, I'm doing a virtual launch, by which I mean I am going to walk through the catalogue and pick out my favourites, things that I think are hidden gems, and just go through the catalogue almost page by page. It's going to be a long old trek, but it could be quite fun. So that will be Wednesday the 3rd of June. I will still do coffee and card next week. So that will be the same as ever. It will be 11 o'clock UK time next Tuesday, which is the 2nd of June. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today, and do look after yourselves, and I will see you soon, I hope. Okay, bye.